Hello, hello. I am Theda Blackwood, and I am here today with Randi Miller, who is not only a Theorem rep, but a hairstylist, a professional hairstylist. And I am so excited to have you today, Randy, because you have got some education and some knowledge that I think is has just kind of sparked a lot. Your enthusiasm has sparked a lot of curiosity on my part. Tell me what got, or sort of how you got excited about Theorem. Why is it so good?
Okay, so where do I
Loaded
start?
question.
I have been a hairstylist for 23 years and I have a passion for it. I absolutely love hair, and hair kind of actually just stumbled on me because I was in school for finance. And I came home one day and I said, I'm going to go to school for nails. And my dad said, Oh, no, you're not. And I did. I went to school for nails and they said, How about you try hair? And I thought, I'm never doing anyone's hair. And here I am 23 years later. So I love it. I have a passion for it. And my girlfriend, Dawn, I can thank her for this because she told me she was going to a new company. And she mentioned to me it was a hair company, and I was going to halt her and stop her because I had a feeling I knew where she was going. And she said, No, 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 no. This is, something different. So it was so great to actually have a conversation with her. And I asked her to send me the link to the products. And so I started looking around. I'm like, oh, the packaging is nice. And I started looking at the science of it. And really, what hit me was the pH. The pH is so huge for our industry. So as soon as I saw pH balanced products and where they lie as far as the pH goes, I was sold. So right away, I said to Dawn, I said, okay, you have to tell me more about this company. I need you to send me everything and anything. I loved that you guys had clinical studies already sitting there in your information. I loved the science. I love it all. I love that it's a family owned business. I could
So
go on and on.
why pH balance? Why is that so important? And what are we, I mean, there's so many hair products on the market. And it's very easy to get overwhelmed whether you go to Sephora or Ulta or Target or whatever. But what makes this so unique?
Do you want me to geek out on you for a little
Yes,
bit? You
absolutely.
want me to give you a little science?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the science of hair. So, hair in general, your natural hair, so when you have roots, is your natural hair. Hair is acidic. So, hair usually lies between probably three, four, like it's pretty acidic in nature. So, pH is really huge. I'm just going to use an example for the hair industry because when someone comes in and gets their hair colored, hair color is alkaline. So, when a client sits in my chair, and I put bleach on them or color on them. Usually, color bleach lies between a 9 to 11, so it's very alkaline. It opens up the cuticle, allows the pigment to go in. We take someone to the shampoo bowl. Usually, tap water can be very acidic. I'm sorry, it depends on where you're from, but tap water can either be neutral or can be acidic. So you're actually shutting the cuticle down, which is great. And then let's talk about what hairstylists use at the back bar. So it's not going to happen the first time, and I don't want to throw names around
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's a lot of companies that unfortunately don't regulate their shampoos and conditioners. But about, I would say 7, 8 years ago, I took a class on pH. We did an all day class. We used pH strips. We tested different companies, and I'm talking big name companies in this industry that are still around. And it was amazing to us how many shampoos were alkaline. Well, what's alkaline going to do? So you take your customer, your client back to the shampoo bowl and you're washing their hair. Well, if it's an alkaline product, you're opening the cuticle back up. So what's going to happen? You're going to wash your color down the drain. It's not going to happen the first time, but it is going to happen over time because now you've sent your client home with that product that's alkaline and they're using it in their shower. And it was kind of interesting because as we were testing shampoos, they actually took some hair that was colored and they put it in one of the ladies' shower that was there. And so
Mhm.
she actually did a test for 30 days and she washed the hair with different shampoos from different companies and showed the fading, like where it started and where it ended. And it was so cool. Like I was mind blown when I left the class that day. So why is pH important? pH is super important for us as stylists because your clients obviously not going to come back with overly faded hair the next time they come back. Your client keeps coming back with overly faded hair every 4 to 6 weeks. Your client's going to eventually leave you. They're going to be like, why is my hair so brassy? Why is my hair faded? Why is my hair dry? Why is my hair dull? Because this is what happens when you use alkaline products over time. You start using pH products over time, and you're not going to have scalp issues. You're not going to have as much dandruff. You're not going to have as much eczema. Your hair is going to be shiny. Your hair is not going to be frizzy. So, your hair is going to grow back. This is so great. Your hair is going to grow back. So, pH is huge. So if you didn't get why pH is huge from what I just said, it is. It really
Well,
is. I mean,
and just listening to you, I mean, it all makes sense. And I didn't know what I didn't know until I started repping this line, and I didn't know all of that science behind it. I know a lot more now, almost 2 years later, than I did when I first started with this. But you've got that back knowledge and the reason why, and I just kind of chalked it up to the color fades, or the
yeah.
hair is dull, the hair frizzes. You just accept these things because you really don't understand how all the science works. So
Well, and in Florida, we fight against water. The water's horrible down here. Sun, I mean, it's always sunny here. So, we're usually outside a lot. And let's talk about blow drying, flat ironing. So using pH products for your hair prior to blow drying, flat ironing, you're protecting the hair, because most people don't even know how to use a flat iron. Like, a lot of times my clients come in and I said, what did you do? Oh, I used my flat iron at 410. No, you're not
oh.
supposed to do that. You're not supposed to use it at 410. I mean, you don't have ethnic hair. Like, sometimes with ethnic hair, depending on how coarse it is, then you have to use a hotter heat. But typically with flat ironing and blow drying alone, the protection of, the pH products before you even blow dry and flat iron is huge.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge of pH with me, because like I said, I got excited that we had pH balanced products, but I didn't understand how important it was.
Yeah, it is super important. And, even I've seen some huge results so far, even with one or two washes of people who are dealing with psoriasis, eczema, dandruff. It's interesting to see how just changing the pH of the scalp, all of a sudden things start clearing up in the scalp. So yeah, it's absolutely, I mean, it's huge for my industry, but it's huge in general.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your excitement, your enthusiasm, and your knowledge with me and everybody else today.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, I will see you later.
Okay, thank you so much for having me on.